2018 Ford Focus ST. I got a P1450. So I'm going to show you what's up. This is the engine here. The purge valve is bad. And real quick, this is the Ford Focus ST 2018. I got the check engine light on in the car. And with my scanner hooked up, P1450, unable to bleed up vacuum and fuel tank. And then I got a 456, which is a small evap leak, but that's an old permanent code. I'm not going to worry about that one. Basically, this code is caused by a bad purge valve being stuck open and letting vacuum go into the fuel tank constantly. Your fuel tank may be sucked up, so it's good to handle this as soon as possible because you could damage your fuel tank. This one's sucked up a little bit, but it's not past the requirement or whatever. So the purge valve is it comes as a whole assembly with hoses on it. So I'm going to show you what's up. Go ahead and take this engine cover off. Here's my new purge valve. This is what I was talking about. Here's the part number. I'll link a new one below. Yeah, it comes as this whole set of hoses and the purge valve in the middle of it. So we're gonna replace this. All these hoses are like fixed and like molded on, so they're like not really able to be removed. So I'm gonna show you how to replace it, and then at the end of the video I'm gonna go over the safety recall Ford has for this problem. But let's take off this stuff that we need to take off to be able to have access to the purge valve. So you want to take off this screw right here. You get like a flathead, and then you're going to loosen these clamps on the intake hose. We got to get this out of the way because it's all covering the purge valve. So we'll go ahead and get this guy out of there. You don't got to loosen those clamps all the way, just get them loose enough to where you could remove the little intake duct. Alright, so here's where the purge valve is, right here. And then the hoses go, to where they go. Let's remove this tube right here as well. Okay, that's pretty good. Set this stuff to the side. It's in a safe spot. Now let's move this hose right here. You could just push this button right here and pull this down, and then gently set this to the side. If it starts to crack or make noise, then maybe don't put it that far out of the way, just put it somewhere else. But I hooked it on the positive cable. Now here's our purge valve right here. Go ahead and disconnect the connector, push this tab, and then pull it up. Now it's disconnected electronically. And it has these mounts that come with it, like right here. I'm not going to be taking the mounts off the car though, because that's like a lot more work. I'm just going to pop it off and then put that on the old mount, because it's just like a mount. It doesn't do anything. And then the new one comes with the hoses with the clips open. The clips on this car are really annoying. I'm going to show you, but let's go ahead and get this popped out of the guides. I'm also going to leave the guides on the engine. I'm not going to take the time to take each one off. They're on there really tight. Now, the first spot I'm going to disconnect is down here. The hose runs down to the intake down here. These white clips, I don't know how a person is supposed to get these off. They were a pain in the butt, but basically you want to pull down the sides of them at the same time and then pop that clip outwards, like kind of like off of it. I used a pick, and then once that clip is raised up, then you could easily pull the hose off. But here's what the clip looks like. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you can get yours up like that, then you could pull the hose off. Basically, I just worked on the sides. I got like one side up, and then I held it, and then I got the other side up, and then I was able just to pull the whole clip up. I couldn't have footage because it was just such a tight spot down here. But basically, when I got the clip off, I was able to pull this off. And I believe they're one-time use. So once you like pop them off, they're pretty much done for. Now this one comes over here and goes back there, and it's the same setup. It's got a white clip that you gotta get pushed up, and then you can take it off. I was able to get back there with like a pick and get the sides of the clip up and then push it upwards like that, and then I was able to remove it. On this one though, be real careful because there's like hoses and stuff back here that you could break if you're like being a little too rambunctious while trying to get this hose off. But I got this hose off back here, and then we'll go ahead and remove it from this mount right here. The rubber is like really a lot of friction on this mount, so I'm gonna put some lube on here to kind of lube it up to make it easier to come off. You could take the time to remove, like, I think there's like 2 nuts or bolts to get that off, but like I said, I'm just gonna throw my new one on this mount. I'm not gonna take the time to take that mount off. A mount doesn't have any moving parts, it's just a piece of metal, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, once you get that out and you got it, the hoses out of all the guides, you should be able to get this guy out of here. So once I got this side off, I just kind of had to rotate it a little bit, rotate it upwards and kind of pull and twist to get him out. Be careful not to break any hoses or wires when you're getting this guy out. But there it is, that's your purge valve. And my new one came with new guides, but I'm just going to pop them off because I'm going to keep these on here. These are so tight on here, it's like they're going to the moon or something. I'm just going to leave these on. You could take these off if you want and put your new ones on here. It's up to you, but yeah, I took the mount off and the guides off. I'm not going to switch those out. Put a little lube on this metal bracket, and then I'll slide the purge valve on there. Go and just kind of put this side in first. Just rotate it, you know, turn it, whatever you got to do to get it mounted in. Be careful not to hit the white clips when you're putting them in. And then this guy can just mount up right here. Boom. Now he's in place. And then I'll run this hose down. I'll just pop these back in the guides. And stay tuned at the end of the video. I'm going to mention the safety recall for this exact problem on this exact car. The Ford where I'm at though, just I don't know what's going on with it. Like they always pretend like safety recalls and stuff don't exist for cars. So like they weren't really any help. Let's get to the bottom. We'll push this hose on, push it all the way on first, and then push the white clip down because the white clip will lock it. Like this. And be real cautious with these clips because Ford doesn't sell them by themselves, and it's very hard to find like a good aftermarket replacement online. So just make sure that's in place, and then we'll run this, and then we'll go to the back. Same thing, just push it down, and then push the clip on like that. It'll be locked in place. Plug in the electrical connector. Okay, and then it's basically after we get this hose back on as well, just kind of push this on. It's going to be reassemble. So just reassemble the air intake duct and the tubes. Make sure you tighten the clamps down. Get everything back how it was. Put the engine cover back on. And then the battery cover if you took it off. Just get everything tight. And then I'm going to clear the codes with my scanner and then drive it. And then if it doesn't come back, then it's good. You may still have a permanent code that will need to be driven to make it go away. You probably got to drive it like 50 miles or something on the freeway or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to clear my my codes here. But yeah, they went away, and I was able to smog my ST. So this is how I solved the problem. Okay, so the recall is going to be linked below, but it's basically the purge valve will fail and stay open, but the ECM, the programming's off and it won't detect it, so then it can't throw a check engine light for it. So then the purge valve just sucks vacuum on the fuel tank, which can damage the fuel tank. It could damage the canister. It could damage the fuel pump. So when you take it in, they're supposed to check all those components, make sure they're not damaged, make sure the fuel tank deformity is not excessive, and then they'll replace the purge valve and reprogram the ECM. So that's what they're supposed to do for free. Alright guys, that's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. Got a 15% off promo code for AUXITO.com. They got a handful of products, but what they're mostly known for is their really good aftermarket LED headlights. They've been out a few years now, and at first the lights they had were 200% brighter than regular headlight bulbs. Now they've upgraded the tech this year, and now it's 600% brighter. So if you're in the boonies, the suburbs, the city, I highly recommend you upgrade your bulbs. Nothing wrong with having an old car, but you should get with the times and have bright headlights like everyone else.
These bulbs are available on Amazon. However, if you go to the AUXITO website, that's where I could give you a promo code for 15% off. All you got to do is go to the website, type in your year, make, and model. There's basically products for every car out there, and what kind of light you want. They have all kinds of different lights for interior, exterior, headlights, and then you just browse to what you need and you get it. And then at checkout, you're going to type in GearmoAuto and then hit apply in the coupon code spot, and it'll take 15% off.